Hey everyone, Techni here with a review of the Logitech G703 Hero. Alright, so as far as in your box, you're going to get your mouse, you get your braided USB cable here, an extra 10 gram weight, you get your little adapter right here to use wirelessly, and then your USB dongle. Then you'll also get a sticker and a whole bunch of paperwork. So now as far as using it wirelessly here, you have your little adapter, and then you have your dongle. To use it wirelessly, you can just slap your dongle right in there, and then take your USB cable. This will connect there, and you can route it from your PC, if I can get in there. So you can route it from your PC and then route this right on top of your desk, so you have that uninterrupted connection right there, which is really nice. And then underneath it right here, you have your power button, bam, flick it on, and you're all set and ready to roll. Now as far as battery life right here, you get 35 hours with the RGB on, which is this logo, and then that little line right in between the scroll wheel there. And then with the RGB off, you get 60 hours. So it's almost like, heck, just leave the RGB off, you know what I mean? But again, not to worry about that. Charging it in is very easily. You can just pop this out. You have the little Logitech tooth design as we see in all their products right there. Bam, goes right into the front of the mouse, and you can actually use it while it's charging. Now, it kind of stinks. The little cable that comes with it is very heavy duty and quite firm. So again, not the best, but it's really nice to have that option out there. I mean, heck, we're really not here to buy a wired mouse anyways. But again, just in case you get in that pickle, really nice that you can do that. And it charges very quick. Now, also underneath the mouse right here, we're using the Logitech Hero sensor, which is absolutely spot on. I use the Logitech G Pro wireless every single day, same sensor, and it is absolutely spot on. Perfect right there. And it's really cool. Talking about the Hero sensor, you get that extra battery life with this sensor, which is again super nice with Logitech mice. Pretty much all their wireless ones with the Hero sensor right there. The battery life is just fantastic. Again, going and play with that sensor. And Logitech also states with that sensor, they're able to reduce the weight. And talking about the weight right here, the mouse by itself is 95 grams. Go on and add your 10 gram weight, you get up to 105. And honestly, if you all watched any of my other mice reviews, I really prefer my mice being somewhere around maybe 70 at the lightest. That's the absolute lightest right there. And then coming up to like about 90s, mid 90s. And that's where this one fits. It's absolutely perfect. It's not super light where it feels like this piece of junk in your hand. You know what I mean? And it's just that perfect. 95 is not heavy by any means. Now when you add the weight and you get into that 105, you do feel it being quite lofty and a little bit tail heavy. But again, as is right here, perfect weight. It's absolutely fantastic. And this is where I get into my first but. And that is going to be the shape and the dimensions here. But now this butt is going to be a personal preference butt. You may like it, but I may not. Hey, don't forget, we're talking about gaming mice here. But now as far as the dimensions right here, I mean, it fits really nice in the hand. I mean, it really does, especially up towards the front. Nice little finger grooves up there, flares out a little bit, and it feels fantastic. But the thing that really throws me off is the tail end back here. I don't know how well the camera can catch it, but the hump, it really comes up and sharp, really egg-shaped. That's the best way I can explain it, is like an egg back there. If you put an egg in your palm, it kind of catches you right in the middle, and then you kind of swoop around it, if you catch my drift right there. Now, if you look at another mouse, say like a Zowie EC mouse, the hump really comes out and swoops down, kind of like Death Adder as well, right? Comes down and your hand just kind of rests on it. Rather with this one right here, your hand comes down and bam, it kind of swoops down there. So you almost get like that ergo ambi shape, if that makes any sense at all. But again, for me, it almost gave me like this little cramp over here on my my pinky finger. Again, this may just be personal preference, but for me, it really caught me in the back of my hand, and then the rest of the hand came over and swooped over and really bothered me over here. If I'm using a ergo mouse, I wanted to just kind of rest over there. But again, take that as maybe just personal preference, but it really bothered me. Now, while we're talking about that grip right on the back right there, I want to talk about the grips on the side. Some of the best, if not the best grips on any mouse right here. I mean, these things are just perfect. They're like a pinch soft right there, not like gushy soft by any means, but if you put your nail into it, sinks in just a little bit, super grippy, very, very stinking nice. But the crazy thing about it, because again, those grips are part of the body, but when you get it down to the bottom right here, I don't know if the camera can catch it or you guys can hear it. So I'm sure it catches that a little bit right there. And right down here, the frame from the side just separates, and if I push it in, you hear all that creaking right there. So me, when I'm gaming, as you all know, I tend to grip my mice fairly tight whenever I'm playing a lot of Call of Duty, getting in a real heated moment, right? And I noticed it. I really did. I thought I was hitting the side buttons. Now when you press that, it does not actuate the side button, so don't worry about that. But as far as that creakiness, it really bothered me. And again, when I'm in my game and I'm just focused and I hear that, I'm like, oh smokes, I just start getting worried something's wrong with my mouse, this, that, and the other. You know, I start focusing on something else other than my game, which really ruined the experience for me. So now, is that just my copy? I don't think so, because I got 2 of them. The first one did it, I exchanged it because I thought it was faulty, but this one did it as well. So after trying 2, brand spanking new purchased, they both did them. All right, so now I want to talk about the buttons on the mouse right here. And let me give you that sound test first, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so as far as the buttons that you just heard right there, very crispy and very clicky, very nice. You got the finger grooves up front, very nice scroll wheel, rubber coated, nice and recessed. Honestly, perfect. Come over to the side buttons. Wow, they are gorgeous, right? Nice, big, and chunky. You can decipher them very easily, and then they are in the perfect placement. But yes, as you heard in that sound test, they are just like springy, I guess. Is that the right way to put it? I wouldn't say clanky because they're not moving and rattling on you, but they just sound springy or bouncy in there. As far as the back one, you hear whenever it comes back out, you got that real springy, clanky sound right there. Again, on the front one as well. And does it happen all the time? No. It's usually whenever you're in a fast moment, you press it, bam, and you're letting it go right there. Say if you're sliding or something like in Call of Duty, right? And you do notice it. And again, it's just like the side creaking right there. It would throw me off my focus and throw me out of my game. Again, if I'm not using a headset and it's just right there, you know what I mean? Now, the other thing while we're talking about build and crankiness or rattling or whatever like that, with pretty much all Logitech mice I have used, up in the front, whenever you tap it down, you hear all that rattling and cranking up front right there, and that happens on all of them. The G Pro wireless, pretty much every Logitech wireless mouse I have used, you know what I mean? Now, of course, I'm not going like this on my mouse, but again, sometimes if I pick it up and I just, you know, jump over to a section, you do hear and feel that little bit of rattle in there. Now also, as far as your feet, you have very nice big swoops right up here, half circles, and then that full circle right in the middle, and this guy slides perfect across the mouse pad. Very smooth, even when you put some pressure on it, it doesn't scrape, it's still butter smooth on her, and these are stock feet. Again, really smooth and fantastic across the pad. Now, as far as your settings of the mouse, as far as the RGB and then your DPI and everything, you get a Logitech G Hub software, which is really easy to use, very simple, but it's kind of like Razer software. Like sometimes you need it open if you want to keep your profiles and your RGB saved right there. But what I do with all of my Logitech mice, or even my wireless ones right there, is just get the G Hub open, go down, click on the onboard storage, and it'll save your one profile right on there, and it'll keep that RGB right there for you. So then again, you can just close the software out, heck, delete the software if you want, and you never have to use it again. But again, you're stuck with that one that you made active right there. All right, so the Logitech G703. So many buts, right? It is such a great mouse. It really is. Don't think I'm sitting here trying to bash it. I'm not, because I love this mouse. When I did the G7 or 403 back in the days, I love that one as well. The main thing that makes me not use the mouse or keep it on my desk is, again, that hump in the back. Not the clanky side buttons or the creaking on the side. That stuff I can kind of get over, you know what I mean? But the hump in the back is the biggest thing for me. And that biggest thing is 100% personal preference. Your hand shape, or heck, your hand feel or grip style is going to be completely different than mine or the other guy and the other guy, you know what I mean? As far as the buttons cranking on the side and the creaking on the side, that's just more or less disappointing. Like, hey, I hope in the future model that they go on and fix that. You know what would be perfect? The Logitech G Pro wireless mixed with the G703 right over here. Just put them together, get those rubber grips on the G Pro, get that scroll wheel over here, you know what I mean? Maybe increase the size of the side buttons. Not needed on the G Pro, but it would be nice. If they just put these together and combine them, you would have hands down the perfect mouse. But hey, let me know down in the comments, do you use the 703? Do you use the 403? And what do you think about it? Does that shape bother you at all? Or did it take you a little while to get used to right there? But hey, please let me know down there, because I'm really curious as far as this shape. It's almost like that ergo, kind of questionable ergo, right? It's in between right there. But hey, thank you so much for stopping by and watching my review on a Logitech G703 Hero right here. I hope I was able to answer your questions and help you out a little bit, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for future tech videos. Hey, I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.